Good morning, everyone. My name is Eddie Hypolite, and I'm going to be joining you for the Temple Way Black History Month celebration, beginning this week, going on the rest of this month. I'm going to be talking to you in just very short bursts on the whole idea of resilience. And Black History Month really is about remembrance. And resilience is actually about remembrance. Resilience is not just about the ability to bounce back, but resilience is about remembering the things that you have learned, remembering the ways you have grown, remembering the things that time and pressure and upheaval caused you to forget, and how that remembrance brings you back to a new you, to an empowered you, to a sense of yourself within a new sphere, and yourself in a sense of yourself within the space and in the time in which you live. Why Black History Month? Well, let me just say a couple of things on why Black History Month. We need Black History Month because history isn't taught correctly and history isn't taught fairly. History is never taught in favor of those in diaspora and those in forced diaspora. History is never taught in favor or in support of an African narrative of excellence, an African narrative of contribution to world history, an African narrative in terms of contribution to Western culture. And so that's why you need Black History Month. Black History Month is not just about how we survived slavery or colonialism. Actually, Black History Month isn't slavery. Slavery is not Black History Month. Actually, slavery is not African history. Slavery is European history. Slavery is an interruption of African history. African history is the celebration of who we were before Europe interrupted our history and changed our narrative. And so if we're really talking about Black History Month and the celebration of Black History Month, that's where we should begin. Not from what we have done post-slavery, but from who we were pre-slavery. That is the real reason for Black History Month. And because our narrative has been tampered with, because our narrative has been changed, we have to have this month. We have to have this month in order to remind people that our history did not begin with the West. Actually, the West's history is a continuation of our history in the East. The West benefits from contributions made in the East historically throughout human history. So that's why we need Black History Month. Ideally, all we really need is just history taught properly in schools. And that goes to the whole idea of resilience. Because if a person doesn't understand what their story is, if a person doesn't understand where they come from, if a person doesn't understand who they are, not just within the presence, but within the stream of time, if they don't understand that, then it becomes difficult for them to be resilient people. Why? Because they never know what it is they're going back to. They never know from whence they've started. They don't understand where they stood. And so it's difficult to get a clear understanding of where you stand and how you step. Because that's what Black History Month is about. It's about understanding where we stood so that we can define and redefine where we stand in order to empower where we step. It was Marcus Messiah Garvey who once said, if you have no confidence in self, you are twice defeated in the race of life. But with confidence, you've won even before you've started. And so resilience for Black History Month, resilience for the African narrative, for those of us in diaspora, forced or otherwise. Resilience for us is about confidence in the fact that we have a history that predates all the negative narratives. We have a history that predates all the negative stories that have been written about us. And once you understand that you have a story that is older, that is grander, that is larger, that is broader, that is deeper than all of the negative narratives, then you have somewhere to go back to. And if you have somewhere to go back to, you're always going to have somewhere confidently to stand. And if you have somewhere confidently to stand, you'll have somewhere with confidence from which you step. Resilience. Black History Month is a celebration of that resilience, and we're going to be dealing with that each morning. But let me start with there. Resilience begins with confidence, the confidence of memory. Memory that remembers where you stood in order to redefine where you stand, in order to empower where you step. But listen, have a great day today. It's really sunny here. I'm not sure how it is in London because I'm in Australia. But whatever you're doing, have a great day today. Be empowered, and be resilient, and enjoy Black History Month.